Cora, chapter 5. I began to discover, after spending time with Cora, even though I greatly admired her, I respected her, being around her could be depressing in a way and frustrating, because I felt there were times when she regretted talking to me and sharing with me. We would sit and say nothing for long periods of time, and each time I made a move to leave, she would make a gesture of some sort, so I didn't leave. So I had the sense she wanted me there, but was frustrated within herself for wanting me there. I think bearing the soul, the deepest, darkest secrets, while it is cleansing, I think it's also frightening to some people because they have carried the weight of it for so long. It's almost a sense of loss, I think, when they set it free, even just to one person. And that was the sense I had of Cora. She would sit in her chair and she would sip her coffee and be rigid in her body movements for long periods of time, where she did not move. And while I very much wanted to capture her story, there was something within me that began to react to her. Her moodiness. And I think the darkness of her stories began to take a toll in a way I really did not understand. Some days she just wanted to chat about her neighbors. She really didn't like to think of herself as a gossip, but she did look out her window a lot if there would be movement in her parking lot. And she did have jealousies about the friends that she had there. And so some days that's all we would talk about. We would go from very serious, life-shattering events within her family to the most mundane. What are the neighbors doing? Why am I not invited? And I guess it's understandable when you live in an isolated world, and a world you have isolated yourself in. And the most mundane things become large in your life. And I think that was the way it was with Cora. There were times when I left, I wasn't sure that I would go back. But I did. I did, because I knew she wanted me to. I felt she had a need for me to be there. She had a need to tell me her stories. But there were times when I just didn't think I was ready. What was in this for me? Emotionally, I mean. What was it in me? I began to question, there was her need, but I began to question my need for hearing her stories. Why? Besides the fact that I found her interesting and compelling, and I liked her a great deal, I wanted to know more. I felt I needed to know. Because this quiet, wallflower almost kind of woman at times, had depth and hurt that you could see. You could see it. Without understanding it and really knowing it, boy, it was there and it was visible. So I kept coming back. And she kept sharing